Durham Academy Middle School implemented Google Apps for Education in November of 2010 so that all students and teachers, regardless of age, could access the powerful collaborative tools. With little training and few issues, students and teachers have gone Google in meaningful and substantial ways to advance the learning of our students with this truly 21st century collection of tools. Google launched a campaign called Gone Google for companies and schools and others to tell about how going Google has impacted the organization. I also read a blog post by Dean Shareski about how he started his Google Doc to celebrate a friend's birthday. I thought I would combine the two ideas and create my own Gone Google Doc to see if students and teachers would help create a Gone Google video for the middle school. After asking a few teachers to nominate some students, I nominated the teachers. I created a Google Doc asking for a short video and shared it with the people. I did send a first class message as well with a link, as not all of us are used to seeing shared documents appear in their Google Docs accounts. The directions were pretty simple. Teachers and students, I would like to hear how using Google Docs has helped you with school. The idea is to get a short 3-second video where you answer the following statements. I'll take the clips, submit them together, and edit them so that we have a Gone Google video. So here's the script. State your first name, grade, last name, as it is going to go on the internet. Complete the sentence. I've gone Google because. Complete this sentence. My tip on how to use Google Docs. Complete this sentence. I wish I could. I've gone Google because I want my students and teachers to use these tools that allow for collaboration with access everywhere. My tip for using Google Apps is to not forget what Google is so good for. Now I have to be a little careful here so as not to show a lot of names and things that I don't want to, so I'm going to try to position this here maybe something like this, and I'm just going to just type a, and what you see here is just simply by typing in just a few letters I get all these nice search results. I can close this at any time I want. I can search for anything that I might want to be searching for. And the power of Google search is something to utilize in your use of Google Apps for Education. Don't forget what made Google famous and rich and powerful. It's the power of search. Wish we could add other Google Apps tools from the marketplace, education marketplace. EasyBid makes a lot of sense, as well as possibly things like BrainPop. I'd like to have teachers be able to use Khan Academy within our Google Apps account.
I'm Molly, and I'm in the 6th grade. I've gone to Google Docs because it's really helpful when you want your teacher to edit something, because as they're editing it, you can make all the changes that you need to. My tip for using Google Docs would be that when you're doing a presentation, you should definitely use Google Docs to make it, because they have all sorts of different layouts that are really helpful for presenting your information because they're geared toward different things. Like there's one that's geared towards making your point with bullets and another that's geared toward making comparisons. Google Docs is also really helpful when you're doing projects because it's a great place for you and your partner to communicate.
I am Abhi. I have gone Google because I use mainly Google products for about everything. My main browser is Google Chrome. I use Google Docs to make documents and spreadsheets. And I use Gmail for my emails. And I use Google as my main search engine. My tip on how to use Google Docs is probably would be to know how to use the controls and just learn slowly on how to use it, what the controls are, what you can do on it. And sometimes I wish that on spreadsheets, when it says insert an image, you can only insert something from the web, but sometimes I wish I could use an image from what I have on my computer and make Google Docs work more like do what all that Microsoft Office and iWork can.
Colin from Durham Academy. And last year I found it a pest to have documents that I need to bring back and forth from school that are way too big and I have to convert the file type. Well, instead of doing that, Durham Academy has gotten Google Docs. And now all you need to do is open up your favorite internet browser, come into Create New, you have plenty of choices, click Document, type in your title, type in your content, then what you can do is click Save. Now I can go to school and I'll have it right there. And if I want to, I can click Share and share it with my teachers to make it even easier on my life.
Joanne, I teach Chinese. I have gone Google because I want to engage the students for A, collaborative and creative learning. For example, the students here are invited to interpret a poem collaboratively using the pictures as clues. Each student can express their own thoughts, they can read each other's interpretation, they may inspire each other and certainly can learn from each other and adjust their own understanding. Media literacy also encompasses the ability to embrace critical thinking, to document self-reflection, and to create messages to share with others. For example, this Google Doc is set up to elicit students' input of what and how they should be assessed on a test. That's right. Each student is invited to reflect upon what they have learned from the current unit and enter 3 to 5 questions that can reasonably assess whether they have met their objectives of this unit. We will then go through the entire list of input the next day and discuss them as a review. 90% of the test problems will come out from this collaboratively put together study sheet. And there is a wonderful revision history tool to track the input. My tips on how to use Google Doc is to A, first create a document in Word, then upload it and convert it to editable Google Doc for collaborative work, or B, to make a template document out of an existing Google Doc that was set up previously and retain the same shared list to save time from recreating a document and from retyping all the collaborators. In summary, I use Google Docs to embrace the 21st century learning that involves collaboration, creativity, critical thinking,